the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. Tonight we'll see the Toronto Raptors as they play against the Memphis Grizzlies at their home, FedEx Forum. Well, for the Grizzlies, playing under 500 basketball over the last 10 games, they can do better, and they'll try to get on the winning side tonight. Kawhi Leonard in action tonight, the winner of multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards. Shaq, for wing defenders, where do you have him ranked on the all-time list?
Well, I shook his hand the other day, and his hands are as big as mine, Ernie. But to answer your question, I think he's in a conversation with Pippen and Jordan.
And Jordan, wow. Now, he's one of the best perimeter defenders ever, but those guys are in a company because they've done it on a big stage, Shaq. But he's very intelligent. I love the way he approaches the game defensively. But doing it on that big stage consistently as Pippen and Jordan did. Ooh.
That's saying something.
That's saying a lot.
Time for tip-off. We send it to Kevin Harlan. He's got the call.
The downtown skyline illuminating the night here at our broadcast location, Memphis, Tennessee. We've got the Grizzlies in Graceland, Memphis, Tennessee, against an Eastern Conference team here at the FedEx Forum. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And joining us on the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. After this one game on the road, the Raptors will head back to Toronto. The top storyline, Craig Monroe, injured. He will not be suited up.
Yeah, and it's going to be a few weeks until they can get him back, but not as bad as it could have been. In the end, given the way it looked, I tell you, when they had to help him off, they'll probably consider that to be good news.
Well, a few weeks could still impact the season in a big way, but yeah, very fortunate he's not out for the year.
We're right around the halfway point of the season, Doris. This is often when we see the better teams really begin to shift gears and surge ahead.
Yeah, we certainly have a better feel for who the contenders might be. We still have a long way to go, obviously, and teams will have some lulls and then some high points, and you've got to be able to weather all of those things. But the reality is we have a greater understanding of who has the necessary offensive and defensive components to compete at a championship level.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Kyle Lowry and Danny Green are the guard tandem. Leonard and Ibaka are the forward pairing. And it's Valanciunas in at the center position. Conley's shot is off. Leonard against Anderson. Stolen by Anderson. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That is his first foul of the game.
Ref's calling it close already as he picks up a quick early foul.
Jackson kicks to Conley. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
And you got to love just how smart of a point guard Mike Conley is. You never get the sense he is forcing anything with the ball and keeps it moving around to his teammates. Very aware of his spacing and the spacing of others while running that offense.
First one falls for him. And Conley, who is so good with space and timing on offense, seems to always find a way to score inside.
I mean, he has that great floater to lean on for scoring. And the only thing you want from Conley is health. Has had a few too many injuries to ignore the last few seasons. This team is so visibly better when he is healthy and on the floor.
And so Mike Conley nails both of them. Well, after the Raptors fell short of their goals last season, you knew they were going to be changing some things up.
Well, obviously the first big move was moving on from Dwayne Casey as the head coach. And you think about Dwayne had brought the best years this franchise had seen, and they still felt it was time for a shift. Now, it's not necessarily his blame. Sometimes you just need to hear a new voice when you've ended in the playoffs the way they have over the last several years.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Green against Leonard. Outside, Green. Shot clock at 5. Fires for 3. And the Raptors miss again. And the Grizzlies with possession. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
I think, Greg, you can't expect to win with that kind of effort. The defense was nowhere to be found, and it cost them all night long.
Conley's shot is off.
Tremendous defense. Boy, they're putting an emphasis on not giving him a clean look inside.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And with Kawhi in this past summer, his health was such an unknown quantity during trade talks. Now that we know that Kawhi is a full go, it looks like a great deal for Toronto. Casts a bit of a shadow and doubt over Kawhi's last year in San Antonio, but it is what it is at this point.
2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
And the soft-spoken Leonard is now an elite talent in this league, an athletic forward who leads by example.
Leonard hits them both. And the Kawhi Leonard drama finally came to an end last offseason with a trade that sent him from the San Antonio Spurs north to Toronto.
And you have to wonder, is this a high-priced one-year rental for Kawhi? Before the trade, Kawhi made it known that he wants to play in L.A. Toronto has a lot to offer, but hard to compete with the idea of what he and LeBron might be able to accomplish playing together.
And finished off by Anderson.
I'll tell you, that play was not as easy as he made it look. A moving target, it has to be perfectly placed, really pretty.
Now, here's Lowry. He's coming off a 22-point game against Miami. Stolen by Michael Conley. Pass to Anderson. Temple can't get it to go.
The only way he doesn't finish is if the defense gets in his face. Nice job.
Lowry's shot is good.
Boy, one fluid motion. Lowry just as dangerous off the dribble as he is catching and shooting.
And here's Jackson following Kyle Lowry's 3. Back to Temple. Pass to Conley. No good that time. Great D that time from Green. There's the pass to Lowry. Back to Green. 6 to shoot. From the arc. Here's Leonard, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. There's the call. Memphis gets the foul. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Shooting 2.
That one drops. He ties it up. And the free throw is good, now leading by 1.
Boy, he's just been so consistent, right? I mean, every time he's gotten to the stripe, he's delivered. This is great stuff.
Conley finds Green. Back to Conley. Shoots from 12. Tries a 3. Hits it from three-point range. Green's got 5 points so far.
He's known as more steady than flashy, but that was a sensational pass by Conley. He can get fancy when he needs to.
Now here's Leonard over Anderson. And again, Toronto no luck.
Well, the defense trying to get out on him, but he's left with the open shot. He's got to make that one.
And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's foul number 2 for him.
Already his second foul. He's in danger of getting into serious foul trouble early in this game.
OG Anunoby's checked in for Toronto. Here's Temple. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Passes it to Conley. Just 5 on the clock. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Stolen away. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at Milwaukee. Things going their way so far in this season. Right now, they lead the pack up front in the first spot with the best record. And, of course, the Raptors, 6.5 games behind them.
And I think for Toronto, they've done a good job staying relevant this season. I mean, I was concerned they'd suffer a drop-off, but just give them credit. They've hung in here in this playoff race.
Resiliency has been crucial for this team. Anytime it looks like they may start to drag a little bit, they've picked it back up and stayed in the hunt.
Now here's Green, following the miss by Michael Conley. That's good from Lowry on the assist by Green. And it's 6 points for Kyle Lowry.
It took a lot of work for Kyle Lowry to become this dangerous from three-point land, and downtown is one terrific option among many for this guy.
And they are going toe-to-toe here tonight, guys. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
It really is, Greg. These squads are evenly matched. They are going at it right now.
Here's Anunoby. Here's Ibaka. Hits the difficult fadeaway jumper. Ibaka's got his first points in this one.
Well, Serge Ibaka has turned himself into a talented shooter, even with a defender in his grill.
Conley, the pass to Green. Goes up to the stripe. Rebounded by Valanciunas.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter.
Lowry up top, covered by Conley. Lowry kicks to Ibaka. Anunoby passes to Lowry. 4 on the shot clock. From deep. That shot misses.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Conley gets the bucket. A lot of give and take between these sides early.
Yeah, and both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
Now, let's send it over to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with J.B. Bickerstaff.
Well, Kevin, when I asked him about the defensive game plan, he said they have to clog up the middle and deny clean looks at the basket. If they can do that, he thinks they'll have the upper hand. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Ibaka.
And a moment here to look at the numbers for Kyle Lowry. Averaging about 19 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. He has been terrific throughout, putting up some huge numbers offensively.
Well, and this is exactly who he is, a flat-out scoring machine. You plug him in and let him go to work.
Temple finds Jackson. Memphis moving that ball around. Conley, the pass to Jackson. Ibaka with some nice D.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Well, that's just stellar interior defense. You can't ask for anything more than that.
And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. Brooks checked in for Garrett Temple. And Toronto also making a switch. Siakam is checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. And the Raptors with the ball. They trail by 1. Anunoby kicks to Lowry. Over in the corner, Green. Shot clock at 6. And Jackson with the block. Here's Conley. They get it again. Green. Some solid defense from Ibaka.
He does the hard part. Gets through the defense all the way to the rim. I thought the finish would be the easy part.
Pass to Anunoby. Bounce pass from Lowry. Here's Siakam, guarded by Green. Stolen by Anderson. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
I'll tell you, the floater is a shot that takes great touch, but that one looks pretty leaving his fingertips.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And you watch Kyle Henderson out there. They call him slow-mo for how he moves on the court. Just one of those jack-of-all-trades type of players on offense, and wasn't known for his defense, but has put in a lot of work to improve in that area.
Some changes for Memphis. Caspi comes in for Green, and it's Harrison in for Mike Conley. DeLon Wright, he's checked in for Toronto. Fred VanVleet comes in for Kyle Lowry. Count that one from VanVleet. Memphis has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And with Anderson, the defense has been a focus for him the last few seasons.
And even though Anderson doesn't get up and down the floor fast, he still has quick hands and feet. Is being asked to guard some of the top forwards in the league for this team and wants players to try and shoot over him so he can use his length. Considers it a win if his assignment takes a jumper and doesn't get around it.
Selden's checked in for Memphis.
Wayne Selden.
And so Ibaka will bring it up for the Raptors. They trail by 1. VanVleet looking around. And Siakam has it in the corner. Back to VanVleet. Right against Brooks. 5 on the clock. Toronto needs to get off his shot. Fires from deep. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Ibaka. How's the last month of basketball been for him? 14th and three-point field goal percentage. And, of course, rim protection always at a premium. That's an important part of his game. Top 20 in block spur.
And no one's been able to guard him out there. Defender's been trying to get physical with him. But time and time again, he just shrugs him off and drills it. Brooks for 3. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Well, it was Toronto winning their last game against the Miami Heat.
And I was impressed with how comfortable they looked in that environment, made the most of their possessions.
They were extremely efficient, Greg. They ran their offense well and took good high percentage shots.
And the Grizzlies leading by 4. Now Caspi. He's coming off a 22-point game against New York.
Yeah, Kev, he was a standout on the backboards that night and got a number of big rebounds.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Siakam passes to Ibaka. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
Ibaka tough to contain now. This guy's super skilled near the basket. He's got a variety of shots he can choose from.
1:39 left in the first quarter. Offensive rebound. That one falls. Anderson's got 6.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
I'll tell you, if you don't box out well, expect to get burned. You can't afford to give them second chance opportunities.
Here's Anunoby. Stolen by Anderson. The feed to Brooks. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. And now an 8-point Memphis lead.
And have to defend better in the paint. They just let him set up way too deep.
Right, Greg. You've got to push him off the box because once he's got that deep low post position, turn the lights off.
And it's not easy to get those stops at the rim, but he does a great job with it.
Yeah, he can make it look simple on the interior when it's really not. He knew exactly how to guard on the inside.
And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they've wanted it more. Outstanding hustle and determination throughout.
Now here's Wright. 9 points last game out. 6 to shoot. Siakam kicks to Wright. And the shot goes down. And the Grizzlies leading by 8. Here's Zeldin. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Pass to Brooks. Here's Harrison. He gets it up. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
And you can't end the period any better than that.
Well, you call that a perfect closeout. You love the aggressiveness on the offensive end leading to that final shot.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Grizzlies lead by 10. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. One of the better two-way guards in the NBA, Mike Conley, said his inspiration growing up was none other than Gary Payton.
He was one of my favorite players growing up. I had Gary Payton jersey, had the shoes, everything. So when I looked at a player, I was like, you know, he plays on both ends. I want to be able to do that too.
And you know, Conley, maybe not the size of Payton, but Greg, he's always taken the challenge defensively.
And you can see how much of an influence the glove had on Conley. He plays a lot like him on that end.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And taking a look at the Grizzlies' performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
I mean, they're winning the turnover battle, and oftentimes that can swing things your way.
Well, you really like the activity on the defensive end. Outstanding jumping into passing lanes and coming up with steals.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So the Grizzlies 5 right now. At the 2 and the 3, it's Zeldin and Brooks. Caspi is out there with Jackson, and it's Harrison in at the 1.
One shot, gentlemen.
Siakam far from the most skilled player on the floor, but Dorsey finds minutes through his hustle.
This guy has got one of the highest motors in the league. He can leak out in transition, finish in the open floor. I'll tell you, this is a jolt of caffeine in a power forward's body.
Here's Harrison. A 14-point game for him in the win against New York. Here's Leonard, and finished off by Leonard.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. Harrison kicks to Caspi. Down it goes for his third basket in as many tries. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Leonard on the wing. Siakam passes to Van Vliet. Lets it go. That one off the back iron and out. Pulls from the top of the key, and the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
Exactly the kind of ball movement they're looking for.
Raptors trail by 9. Outside Leonard. Wright with it. He's picked up by Brooks. Wright finds Leonard. Makes it off the glass. Leonard's got 8.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Now here's Jackson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. 5 to shoot. 3 for Caspi. Toronto grabs the miss. Ibaka's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Van Vliet with the bucket.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Jackson's got his first bucket in this one.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Here's Siakam. Again, Toronto.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Harrison kicks to Jackson. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Grizzlies lead by 7.
Boy, that's how to do it. Just go strong. Don't settle for a jump shot when the defense is flat-footed. Nice.
And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Siakam passes to Leonard. Nice D from Brooks.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
No, exactly, Greg. Especially when the ball is that deep inside. You've got to respect how he altered that shot.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kyle Lowry is a player who has worked his way to stardom. He says, I still feel like I can be better. I'm never satisfied. My team is good, but I think the best I can be is a champion. There is no other goal in basketball. Guys?
D.A., that's how you truly create a legacy. Here's Zeldin. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Locker room presence, one of the aspects that gets overlooked by fans, but Doris, not by coaches. And there are some players who have that presence.
You know what, Kevin? And this can take the shape of a lot of different things. So one guy that comes to mind is Sean Livingston. Always calm, always about team. Thaddeus Young is not a name necessarily that is at the top of every best player list, but anyone who's ever coached Thad Young believes in his ability to affect positively a locker room. Then you have those guys who maybe are going to challenge you a little bit more, but ultimately are good for the team. And I would cite Draymond Green, who will call out a teammate if necessary, push them to greater heights. You need both kinds, I think, Kevin, in your locker room.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Green, he's checked in for Caspi. Temple comes in for Brooks. And Mike Conley subbed in for Andrew Harrison. Then for the Raptors, Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Ibaka. Green comes in for DeLon Wright. And Kyle Lowry subbed in for Fred Van Vliet. Offensive rebound. And Valanciunas kicks to Leonard. There's the pass to Lowry. Green left side. And here's Leonard from 3. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And a chance now to look at the schedule coming up for the Toronto Raptors. On Thursday, they'll be matching up against Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors. Then on Saturday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And for that game against the Nuggets, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
Jackson kicks to Zeldin. Outside, Green. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Green's got 10.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And the Raptors call time here. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Memphis this season.
Yeah, an interconference matchup, and these are two teams at different ends of the spectrum as far as the talent is concerned.
Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You take a look at the Warriors. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them. And, of course, there's the Grizzlies, just way behind.
And for the Grizzlies, they talked a lot in the preseason about how they wanted to bounce back from last year's disappointment. So far, they look to be on track to do just that.
Floats one up. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. We have a chance now to look at the teams that have created the most points off turnovers this season. In fourth, the Raptors.
You know, when you make a mistake against this team, they make you pay. I mean, because they convert those turnovers into fast break points, and that really can be demoralizing.
Siakam kicks to Lowry. Outside, Green. Feeds it to Valanciunas. Three-pointer, Lowry. They grab their own miss. Second shot opportunity. That one's good, and the Grizzly lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from Valanciunas.
Well, Jonas Valanciunas has the instincts, the size, and the smarts to go ahead and take advantage of those missed shots and create them into points.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Jonas Valanciunas. The Grizzlies have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. So he gets them both.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Lowry looking around. Good work there as it goes. Lowry's got 8 points.
Well, this is the go-to play for Kyle Lowry. The pick and roll, he has got it down.
Here's Zeldin. 11 points for him in that last game against New York. They get a hand on it. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. And Memphis making a change here. Anderson's checked in. Lowry with the ball. 8 points for him. Leonard finds Valanciunas. Here's Siakam. And Jackson with the block. And Anderson has it in the corner. Back to Conley. Passes it to Green. Trying his luck deep. Toronto grabs the miss.
When you watch Kyle Lowry play, you see how much bigger he is than his stats. Does so many little things on both ends of the floor. I mean, he's a great screen setter, takes charges, all the things that don't necessarily show up in the stat sheet, but are important when it comes to winning.
And Anderson gets it to go.
Boy, what touch. You know, a lot of guys don't have the kind of feel necessary to make the floater.
Lowry kicks to Siakam. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Valanciunas against Anderson. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line. And Greg, with Lowry, it isn't like he's quiet on the stat sheet either.
No, he is a bulldog. I mean, he scores it, the playmaking. He's just complete in terms of a backcourt player. Rebounds as well as anybody for his position, and got good hands on defense. It just gives you a little bit of everything at that point guard position.
And the Raptors making a change here. Anunoby's checked in.
One shot.
Doors are seeing a lot of movement on the offensive side of the ball. A lot of screening, a lot of movement, obviously, without the ball. Does that require more awareness not only on the offensive side to make those moves, but also defensively.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. One of the most important things you can do if you're an excellent defensive team is you start with communication. So as that action starts, the movement and the screening, are the teammates talking? Screen coming right, screen coming left. Do we want to trap the screen? Do we want to make sure the ball gets out of a certain player's hands? Communication in this day and age against motion offenses has got to be at the top of the list defensively.
Well said. And the Raptors call time here.
Well, I mean, he needs to talk to his guys. The interior defense has been horrific.
Absolutely no rim protection whatsoever. At this point, the other team is walking all over them on the inside.
A moment here to check out some of the stats for Green. He's putting up about 8 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular, and sometimes what you see is what you get.
There's no doubt. This is a guy who understands his role, knows he's got to give you quality minutes, and that's what they expect from him.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction, and the obvious result.
You simply can't give him that. You have to fight through the screen and at least get a hand in the face of the shooter.
Conley gets the bucket.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup.
Here's Leonard. Michael Conley making his last shot. Leonard, the pass to Green. 6 on the shot clock. To the wing on the left. No good from Valanciunas.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Right, perfect contest in that instance, Greg, making it really hard on the shooter to have any kind of space at all.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Here's Anunoby. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him.
Yeah, that's just a missed opportunity. Something there just a little off.
Yeah, simply a little bit careless, I think. Can't just throw it up there. You have to time these alley-oops perfectly.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Conley.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Leonard. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. 2nd in steals, 4th in assists. And don't forget, top 5 in the league in points per game. He's a premier offensive threat, night in and night out.
And back to your point, number 2 in steals, he's just a tireless worker. Plays that hard-nosed, on-ball defense. Most guys just can't disengage from him.
I'll tell you, I hate to say it, but he's been dragging them down all night. The effort's there, but he continues to be ice cold.
Conley against Lowry. A putback. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
1:25 left here in the second. To the inside. And Valanciunas kicks to Lowry. To the right side. Leonard looking around. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
I think you could see early on that he was really with a rhythm and flow tonight, and now he's really starting to take off.
There's the lob to Jackson, and the dunk by Jackson.
Yeah, and Conley just makes the game fun. Able to shoot, but focused on also facilitating for teammates.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play, sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now here's Leonard. He had 22 points in the win against Miami.
He was active all night on the defensive end as well. With all the steals he came away with, he had them totally rattled.
Here's Green. Grizzlies with the rebound. Green's got his 4th rebound in this one. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Lowry against Conley. Pass to Anderson. Green in the post. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
And no doubt they've been the more efficient team in this first half.
Well, I think they're getting quality shots, and it's thanks to how aggressive they have been in this half.
And so it's Memphis, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. And we'll be right back after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Boy, a lot of energy in this arena tonight. The hometown fans getting after it. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaquille O'Neal's here. So is Kenny the Jet Smith. It's Memphis out in front at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what's your take?
What a brilliant, unselfish half of basketball they just played. Their ball movement was absolutely impeccable. All in all, just beautiful basketball to watch.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
Well, they're obviously facing a hot shooting team tonight. That combined with a lackluster effort on defense, recipe for disaster, Ernie. Without major improvements defensively, this game is O-V-A, over.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
Doesn't the Mississippi River look simply spectacular in the moonlight here tonight? Welcome back, everyone, to Memphis. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. JaMychal Green with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And through 2 quarters, surprising how aggressive he was offensively.
Yeah, I think this guy was really looking for his shot on every possession. Remarkable effort from him on the offensive end in that first half.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. So the Raptors 5 right now. Leonard and Ibaka are the forward pairing. Kyle Lowry and Danny Green are the guard tandem. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5.
Well, Kevin, Valanciunas takes it off the window and leaves no doubt.
And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Grizzlies. They'll be off to Brooklyn for a meeting with the Nets after this one. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. Green. And Valanciunas pulls it down. Valanciunas has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Pass to Lowry. Ibaka finds Valanciunas. There's the pass to Lowry. And JaMychal Green picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
And here are the Raptors now. Here's Valanciunas.
I'll tell you, it'd be a big help if he could snap out of this cold streak. His shooting has been hurting them.
Here's Green, and Green slams it in.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. To the paint. Valanciunas inside. Guarded by Green. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Well, efficient scoring in the post, just one of the reasons Valanciunas is out there.
Conley kicks to Anderson. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
Boy, still a dependable shot blocker. That is what got Serge Ibaka playing time at the beginning of his career. Nice.
Anderson against Leonard. Anderson in the post. 12 points for him. Leonard against Anderson. Valanciunas passes to Leonard. Conley against Lowry. And he nails the jumper. Lowry's got 10.
Oh, my goodness. Almost no space to get that jumper off. But Lowry, he doesn't need a ton of space.
To the inside. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And the wide open shot from Green. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Boy, after an up and down first half, he's finally gotten a flow. These are the right shots for him.
And Temple kicks to Green. Conley against Lowry. He gets that one. 13 points for Mike Conley.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Toronto calls timeout. Valanciunas doesn't play a ton of minutes, Doris, but fans feel he should be playing more.
Well, there's certainly a lot to like about Valanciunas' game. And how about last season? Because the NBA is changing, he can now step beyond the three-point arc and make those shots consistently. That will elevate his position and standing.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. DeLon Wright comes in for Green, and it's Fred VanVleet in for Kyle Lowry. Now, here's Valanciunas. He's got 8. The shot's good.
Man, he is just really in a flow right now. That field goal percentage has gone through the roof.
Conley finds Jackson. Grizzlies with a fresh shot clock. And Green slams it in.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound are a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength just like that.
You know, it's an invaluable asset to have. He's as tenacious down there as anyone.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
Now here's Conley. 13 points in the game. Here's Jackson, and it's good off the back rim and in. Jackson's got 10 points.
I think they'll keep going to him more and more as they look to hang on to their lead. Why not with the way this guy is shooting it?
Here's VanVleet taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Shot clock at 5. And here's Leonard from 3. But they recover it. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And now we get a chance to view the NBA's best setup men. 5th best, Kawhi Leonard.
His passing has been so terrific. You can see his unselfishness really rubbing off on the rest of the team.
First free throw is good.
Well, how about DeLon Wright having his best season as a pro last year? He had tremendous numbers, solidifying his role as a backup point guard. And I'll tell you this, he had some games where he simply took over.
Caspi, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Wayne Zeldin comes in for Garrett Temple. And so Wright nails both of them. And Wright is a taller point guard, not an easy matchup off the bench.
I'll tell you, Kevin, this guy has got a great nose for steals and block shots. He knows how to use the length he has on the defensive end, and he can be tenacious on the glass. Go ahead, DeLon Wright, do your thing.
Zeldin can't hit. Raptors trail by 18. Floats one, and that one's good. Wright's got his second basket of the night.
I'll tell you, that's a graceful finish. Not just any old layup. The teardrop.
To the left wing. Jackson passes to Zeldin. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Zeldin's got his 3rd basket of the night.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he went all in there. He embraces the challenge and somehow finishes with the layup.
Now here's Wright. He's got 6. Here's Leonard. He gets it in there. Leonard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Boy, this guy's a rock. You know, this is a player that you can count on to produce under any circumstance.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
And let's check out the stats for Caspi. His last 10 games, putting up about 10 points a night, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
I think they need more consistency from him, and they're getting it. Look for this to continue. I love it.
The first one falls. Some changes for Memphis. Dylan Brooks, he's checked in for Anderson, and it's Harrison in for Mike Conley. And both free throws good for Caspi. And it's Wright with the ball for the Raptors. They trail by 18. Passes it to Van Vliet. Leonard inside. Over Harrison. That one wide left. For Memphis, they've gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. To the middle. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Anunoby, he's checked in for Leonard.
One shot.
On the free throw, no good. G League last season experimenting, Doris, with coaches' challenges of certain calls during games. Do you see that perhaps moving over as well to the NBA?
Kevin, my understanding on this is that across NBA ownership, there is real momentum to allow for a coach's challenge. And I think it's commonplace to see teams argue a call. When it's all said and done, we want to get things correct. And so maybe you see this happen in the G League. And what's the carryover to the NBA? I don't know, but I can tell you unequivocally, ownership wants to see a coach's challenge in the NBA at some point.
And I think, Doris, anytime you can make those coaches do more, put more on the line, just adds to the intrigue of the game.
No question.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, since the rise of the Warriors, we've seen a fair amount of soul-searching by the league's other contenders. There is incredible pressure to shake things up. Now, sometimes it can elevate a team, but we have often seen it also can tear a team apart.
It can be fragile for sure. David, thank you so much. Now here's Wright. He has 6. Offensive rebound. Here's Harrison. Dishes to Caspi. From deep, Brooks. No good that time. And Toronto will come the other way. Wright looking around. Siakam kicks to Valanciunas. Back to Siakam. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And a moment now to look at the numbers for Valanciunas. Over the last 10 games or so, he's really shown up. 7th in field goal percentage, and he's among the top 15 in rebounding. Just a powerful presence in the paint.
And back to his phenomenal efficiency from 3, top 10 in the league. His consistent shooting creates so many openings in the defense. And he knocks down the first one. Both shots good from the stripe. Here's Harrison. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. He kicks to Jackson. Over Valanciunas, and Valanciunas pulls it down. Valanciunas has got 6 rebounds in the game. Pass to Van Vliet.
Grizzlies foul. Wayne Sullivan. That's his first personal foul.
For Toronto, they have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
First free throw is good.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Valanciunas hits them both.
Well, Kevin, the 5th overall pick back in 2011, Valanciunas has worked so hard to improve his entire game. I'll tell you, it's paid off, Kevin. He can impact a game in a lot of different ways.
Selden. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Here's Van Vliet. He's got 7. Can't get it to fall. And the Grizzlies leading by 20. Here's Selden. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Valanciunas has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Right, the pass to Siakam. Here's Van Vliet. And the Raptors miss again. Memphis has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And Caspi kicks to Harrison. On the wing, Brooks. On the wing, Jackson. Guarded by Valanciunas. Brooks misses. Raptors trail by 20. Here's Anunoby. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And there's a whistle. That goes on Dylan Brooks. That's his first foul of the game. In the bonus, will go to the free throw line.
At the line for the Raptors, Pascal Siakam. At the line for 2.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And he can't get the first one. And Toronto making a change here. Lowry's checked in. And the second free throw, good. And so it's Memphis with it. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Jackson passes to Selden. Draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
1 shot.
They have a very long way to go to get within sight of the lead.
And from what we've seen so far, guys, don't hold your breath.
Now, here's Lowry. 10 points for him. Harrison with the rebound. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, easy call.
The Grizzlies have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line.
2 shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
first one falls for him. Some changes for Toronto. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Green in for Fred VanVleet. And both free throws good for Caspi. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Lowry kicks to Siakam. 1:57 left to play here in the third. Shots good by Ibaka.
Well, there's incredible height and reach and length and touch from the inside when we're talking about Serge Ibaka. Well, Serge Ibaka has been willing to become a modern NBA stretch four. You have to be able to shoot the three, and Serge is willing to follow the correct trends of the league. You love the adjustment.
So timeout called here, the first for Memphis. Indoors with Ibaka, he has changed his offensive approach, but the defense stays the same.
Right, you think early on he was defined by his shot blocking ability, and I still think he can protect the rim. He knows how important an emphatic block can be for team-changing momentum.
Green, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. A difficult situation for Toronto. Green deciding where to go with it. He gets it in there. Siakam's got 5 points in the quarter.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Outside, Green. And again, Memphis no good.
Well, he had the defense's attention, dropping 2 threes in the first half, but he hasn't made one since.
Outside, Lowry. Over Green. And that one goes long.
Well, yeah, I mean, you want to give your offense a chance, and that possession didn't do it.
Not at all, Greg. I mean, no reason for him to be taking these kinds of shots. He has only himself to blame.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Toronto with the ball, following the score by Memphis. Here's Selden. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Boy, this guy has been transcendent this quarter. Something really lit a fire underneath this guy.
This will be his 4th shot at the line in this one. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for the Raptors.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
There's 37 seconds left in the third. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Outside Lowry. Pulls it from 20. Grizzlies with the rebound. Green's got his 6th rebound on the night.
Well, despite his struggles from the field in this period, you know he's going to keep asking for the basketball.
17-foot shot on the way. Good on the jump shot. Green's got 8 points in the quarter. Left side, Leonard. Over Brooks. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Memphis, rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
Well, GA, you know a thing or two about a point guard's job. Set the table for your teammates. Done there perfectly.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And so Brown will bring it up for the Raptors. JaMychal Green is out there with Rab. Then it's Shelvin Mack. Then it's Brooks. And it's Carter in at the point guard. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Doris, this term +6 coming into the lexicon describes a player whose wingspan exceeds his height by at least 6 inches. I know you've heard that before.
Yeah, well, we can think of several players who fit this description of the +6. Electric young players like Donovan Mitchell, Kawhi Leonard, the Claw. The Claw extends to his wingspan as well. And then Draymond Green, who in the fourth quarter defensively can seem like a player who's everywhere at every moment.
Good on both.
Well, one thing there's no question about is that Norman Powell is a gifted athlete. Now it's about rounding out that game, particularly his shooting.
Now here's Green. Carter down low, working on Ibaka. Richardson gets a wide open look. And a miss there on the triple. The Grizzlies shooting a tremendous 61% from the floor, hitting on all cylinders. And Mack kicks to Brooks. Green breaking loose. Brooks misses. Toronto shooting 43% from the floor. Powell for 3. The rebound by Rab. It's Brooks on the wing, guarded by Powell. Pass to Carter. Back to Brooks. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Just 5 on the clock. Releases. Not enough on that one as it misses. Toronto's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Powell for 3. Drops in the tray. Powell's got 5 points now this quarter.
Absolutely critical that Norman Powell expand his range. The more he makes that 3, the more the floor opens up.
And it's Green missing. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. And Miles kicks to Brown. Powell down low, defended by Carter. Here's Mack. The Grizzlies with another miss. For Toronto, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Miles dishes to Ibaka. Now here's Richardson. He's covered by Mack. Teardrop shot. He lays it in.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. For today's defensive schemes, Doris, which are more valuable in your opinion? Great on-ball defenders or great help defenders?
Well, I think you need both, obviously. I think anytime you can pressure the ball to a high level, I think that's very disruptive at the point of attack. But I also think in an era of incredible motion offense, you think of players and teams like the Golden State Warriors, the San Antonio Spurs, there's great ball movement, player movement, and you've got to be able to be aware at least 2 passes away. So you need both quality types of defenders to me to have a high-level defense, Kev.
I agree. It begins with an on-ball defender and usually evolves into a help defender. I mean, you can't do one without the other.
Agreed.
Here is Ibaka, following the score by Memphis. Green breaking loose. Ibaka, no luck. And the Grizzlies leading by 22. Here's Anderson. No good on the shot. So the Raptors will take it the other way. Outside Leonard. Kicks to Valanciunas. Here's Van Vliet. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Conley. That's his first foul.
First personal foul.
Here's Leonard. Off the inbound. And it's good on the lay-in.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Conley kicks to Caspi. Over Ibaka. Good work defensively by Ibaka. Raptors trail by 20. Shoots the three. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Gentlemen, this guy goes from good three-point shooter to great when you give him that kind of space.
Caspi finds Anderson. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
We know James Harden joined Durant and Westbrook in winning league MVP honors, Doris. Had those three stayed together in Oklahoma City, is there any doubt in your mind that they would have won at least one NBA championship?
Well, you think back to the time they worked together, and they did go to an NBA Finals and ended up being eliminated by LeBron James and the Miami Heat. So obviously, you like the opportunity they would have had to go to more. And let's give a little credit to the great GM of the Oklahoma City franchise, Sam Presti, who is responsible for the drafting of 3 MVP candidates. That in and of itself is quite remarkable. But you know this, Kevin. Success and failure, there is such a fine line. And there's a tenuous nature to things, an injury at the wrong time. So many times this trio was tripped up by an untimely situation. So, I mean, if they stay together, yes, you like their chances, but this is why history states otherwise.
Now, here is Ibaka. And the layup's good off the glass. And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Grizzlies. And the pass to Caspi. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
At the line for your Grizzlies, Henri Caspi. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
Free throw drops for Caspi. We've seen, Doris, the NBA take a very active role in growing the game internationally. Talk about some of the specifics you've seen in that regard.
Well, I think you have a great leader at the top in Adam Silver, who understands that the game is growing on an international stage. It's becoming increasingly popular. And so you see NBA teams going over and playing regular season games in different countries. That's one particular way. Then you have the NBA Cares initiative, which when those teams are over there, they can go out and build basketball academies. NBA in Africa is a once-a-year trip, and they bring 2 teams of NBA players. Think about some of the players off of that continent where they have turned into legit stars. So I think it's important that the game continue to develop, and I love that the NBA considers it part of their responsibility.
Now Green, following the miss by Michael Conley from deep. Here's Leonard. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Leonard's got 20. Memphis leading by 16. Inside. And that one's good. Green.
And his stroke has been dead on from the outside. I mean, inside, outside, it just doesn't matter.
Anderson against Leonard. Passes it to Valanciunas. Back to Leonard over Anderson. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Memphis has gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. Tipped away. Conley, the pass to Caspi. Anderson outside. 6 to shoot. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Raptors trail by 18. Right side, Leonard. Ibaka outside. Off target from outside. Grizzlies shooting in the 4th quarter down around 31%, not playing with as much energy here lately. Caspi dishes to Conley. Here's the 3. Green with the rebound. Green's got 5 rebounds tonight.
They're fortunate to be in front given how shaky he's been from the floor tonight.
Back to Caspi. That one's not going to go. Ibaka with some nice D. Here's Van Vliet over by Conley. Van Vliet kicks to Valanciunas. And another steal for him. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end.
Here is Caspi. Pass to Temple. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got his 5th assist in this one. Raptors trail by 20. Here's Van Vliet. Pass to Ibaka. Back to Green to stop the drought. It's rebounded by Memphis. Now Caspi. Temple, and it's blocked by Ibaka. Oh, and here we go. Green's got it. The fast break chance. Leonard finds Ibaka. Bangs home the trifecta.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Memphis leading by 17. Temple the pass to Caspi. At the elbow, Green. The 3 from Anderson. That one's not going to go. And Toronto will go the other way with it. To the inside. Shots good by Ibaka. Ibaka's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And he is starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Conley kicks to Anderson. Lobbed up there for Anderson. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Here's Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Boy, that play developed just the way they wanted, and Valanciunas made sure they got the bucket. What a tremendous pass.
Now here's Conley. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Jackson, he's checked in for Caspi. And the Raptors also making a change. Lowry's checked in. Anderson kicks to Conley. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. On the wing, Green. Ibaka outside. From outside the arc. The offensive rebound. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
Well, Kevin, to steal a line from you, up high and down hard, Jonas Valanciunas. Go ahead, big fella.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies.
And with the Tide running against them, needs to talk it over with his guys.
Well, Greg, I think I love the timeout call. At least it gives you a shift in momentum. It's a smart move.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, JaMychal Green.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard J.B. Bickerstaff talking with his team. He still wants them to be aggressive and assertive on offense. He said, I don't want us to get content with this lead. Build on it. Don't give them any chance of getting back in this thing. Kevin?
Now here is Conley. 5 on the clock. It's stolen by Ibaka. And here again, the Raptors in transition. Up the court they go. Leonard finds Ibaka. The lead now in single digits.
Well, Serge Ibaka has really worked on his frame since he entered the NBA. He is someone who can power his way through contact.
Inside, Green. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Ibaka's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. A shot by Lowry, no good.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously cold right now, but he's trying to find that rhythm. You've got to keep working.
Now here's Conley. Back to Temple. Just 4 to shoot. It's stolen by Green. Conley against Lowry. Stolen by Anderson. And here is Conley. And there it is for him. And the Grizzlies lead by 11.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for Memphis.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
Now, here's Green. Three-pointer, Lowry. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Well, this one is winding down now. Memphis can watch the clock run out. Harrison scanning the floor. So it's Memphis picking up the win. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Mike. Congrats on the win. It looked like you guys stayed with your identity tonight. You think so?
Yeah, we wanted to just play our game, stick to what we do best, get the ball inside, score in the paint, just try to make easy plays. And I think that's what we did, and we're able to just build off of that.
You guys are one of the best teams at staying to what you do. Congrats on the win. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.